Okay, we've come to everyone's favourite bit of coding, which is refactoring. I think we can all agree that this code is starting to look a little bit horrific. We've got player stuff mixed in with zombie stuff, mixed in with this random spawn point, which is purely just for the zombies. And so we can't really carry on like this. It's fine to start off like this. I mean, we're just getting things going. But there comes a point when we need to do a refactor and start making our code somewhat neater. So a good place to start is with the player. So let's create a player class. So let's click on New File, and we'll call this player.js. Export default class player. And classes always need a constructor. So we'll create ourselves a constructor, and that will take the Pixi app as a parameter, and let's assign that app to a property of the class. And let's have a look at index.js and see what we need to copy over. So we want to copy all this over. In fact, we'll cut it out, come back to here and paste all that in here, and we will convert our square to a more useful name, which is player. So if we select square here and do Control H, and let's go through and change all this to player, like so. And then we want to import Pixi up here. Like that. And now we can come in here and do let player equal new player and pass in our app. Like that. So if we save that and do a refresh, we still got a reference to square down here. So let's cut all this out here. This is all to do with the player. So Control X to cut all that out, and we'll actually comment out all this for the moment. And let's come back to player, and we'll create in here an update method, which will paste all that code in here. Now this needs to be this.app, and square needs to now be this.player. And let's change this up here to be this.player. And all these need to change. Except this one. And this one here. So if we save that and refresh, we have our player still appearing in the middle, but it's not rotating now because we need to call our update method. So we simply do player.update. And now we still have our rotation functionality, but now it's reduced to 2 lines of code. Much neater. So of course we definitely want to do the same with our zombie. So let's do our zombie class next. So click on new file and we'll have a zombie.js, export default class zombie. Again, constructor. Again, taking in app. But we also want to pass it in the player because our zombies are obsessed with our player. So it definitely needs to know where our player is. Let's assign app to app and player. Like that. Come back here. Let's cut all this out now. Control X. Control V. This is just going to be radius. This is just going to be speed. In fact, let's make it this speed because we're going to need it elsewhere within this class. Let's assign this to this .zombie. We want to change all of these to this .zombie. Like so. And we definitely want to bring in our random spawn point. So this is great because we can just take all this completely out of here. And paste it in here, since it's only zombies that care about the random spawn point. But this needs this dot on the front. And we need to set up canvas size here, so let canvas size equal to, and we can get this from this dot app dot screen dot width, like so. And then we just need to import Victor and Pixi at the top here. Okay, so now we just need to create our zombie back in our index.js file. And we need to send it both app and player. And Emmett has automatically imported these at the top here, but I'm just going to add the .js on the end and delete Victor because we don't need it anymore. And now if we come to this commented out code and cut that out of there, and then in our zombie class want to add an update method, paste this code in here and uncomment it, and we need to do Control H to replace enemy with this .zombie. and square with this dot player. And this is actually this dot player dot width, which I don't think we have in player. Let's just double check. No, we haven't got a width property. So let's add that. We can add a getter for width, and that can just return this dot player dot width. Just needs a this on the front here. And then we need to come back to our index.js and we need to call zombie.update. So we're getting an error here, and this is because we don't have this player position. So if you come into player and do another getter for position this time, and we want to return this dot player dot position, and we just need to change zombie speed here just to speed. And now if we go back to index.js, we can see that our index.js is looking a lot cleaner now.